What up? This is Victory Vets. We have the victory. So in today's episode, I'm going to discuss the airborne hazards and open burn pit registry. So there is a link in an article. Well, not a full article. Actually, there's a link to a video where they are discussing a redesigned and updated airborne hazards and open air burn pit registry associated with the PACT Act. The PACT Act provides generations of veterans and their survivors with the care and benefits they've earned and deserve. As of the recording of this video, it is October 28th of 2024. So, the burn pit registry and the PACT Act has been a hot topic with the VA for some years now, for a good little while, actually. So it's kind of hard for me to imagine any vets that do not understand and have not heard about this registry or have heard about the PACT Act. But, this is a veterans channel. So I'm definitely going to explain some things about those two aspects and how it can relate to you and how it can benefit you as the veteran. So the burn pit registry has been out, I want to say, and don't quote me on this, but I want to say either since 2015 or 2017. I think I think in between those years, 15, 16, and 17 is when the burn pit registry was actually first came online. And the reason why I believe that is because when it first was emailed to us as service members, and I was active duty during the time, I filled it out within the first month of me getting that email. This was a brand new thing, and of course it was one of those things that the Army had pushed out there to see if anybody was going to register, and it wasn't mandatory, so it was voluntary. But because I had been deployed twice and had some issues with my sinuses and some other things in my lungs, I thought it was beneficial for me to actually sign up with the burn pit registry. And also, I want to say one of the articles that was explaining the burn pit registry during the time was saying that this is for future research in the event that something comes down with the military and the military admits that because you was in this environment and you was exposed to these things, then what you have right now as an ailment may be the cause of that, and we will compensate you for those things. So I'm trying to think outside the box, and I'm like, well, I have been in some austere environments. I've been in some environments that were very crappy, for lack of better words, and was breathing in a lot of crap, right? So I'm like, bet, whatever they can help me and my family out in the long run, I'm definitely going to do that. So that's the reason, one of the reasons why I signed up with the burn pit registry. And it benefited me later on when I retired and I actually started going for my VA compensation, because I'm pretty sure one of the things that the VA reps looked at, and some of the doctors, the VA doctors looked at, was that burn pit registry to match up some of the things that I was applying for as far as a claim. And true enough, my chronic sinusitis and rhinitis is actually associated with the burn pit registry, and I was able to get a 50% rating for that. The max rating for it, because of some of the things that I was exposed to when I was in Afghanistan and Kuwait and Iraq. So the burn pit registry is definitely a very beneficial thing to veterans of the war. But there are some other areas of the world where you may have been exposed to certain chemicals and airborne particles that will be on that registry as well. So do not limit yourself. If you was never deployed to Iraq, Afghanistan, Kuwait, or some of these other areas during the Operation Enduring Freedom or Operation Iraqi Freedom, still sign up for the burn pit registry. I know this is one thing I think that Navy personnel, sailors, get confused, because a lot of sailors will say that I was in the area, but I never left the ship, right? So because I wasn't on ground, I should not be eligible for this particular ailment on the burn pit registry, because I never left the ship. It's not true, y'all. That's not true. If you was in the area, you can still claim it and be compensated for it, right? So if you was a sailor or you was a Marine, then the Marines are actually on ships as well. If you was in the area of the burn pit registry, when it actually maps out, it actually shows you and says, hey, if you was in this country at this particular time, right, you can be eligible for the burn pit registry. And I also want to say that they also count folks that actually was in the air, so Air Force personnel. So Air Force personnel that was actually on planes that was actually going across these austere environments can also claim this as well. And I'm not sure if VA reps explain these things to service members. And I'm not sure if when service members leave the military, are these things briefed to them when they actually leave the military? Because I know in the Army, there were a lot of things about the VA that was briefed to me. The burn pit registry, not so much, but that was because I retired in 2018, and the burn pit registry was not, it had just been activated about a year or so before that time. So, you know, the military was still trying to sort things out when it comes to that. So there wasn't a lot of information out there that could be put out there, right? It wasn't a lot of research that was done during that time. Fast forward to 2024, and there's a whole bunch of research that's been done with the burn pit registry, right? So, I mean, do not short yourself. As a veteran, do not short yourself. Even if you was not deployed and was on deployment orders, if you was on a ship, if you was on an airplane, if you was even close to that area, I would still think that it's beneficial for you to, at the very least, look at the registry and sign up for it, right? And let the military tell you that you're not qualified, right? It's just like anything else in life. You know, if there's a way for me to get something that's going to benefit me and my family, and I'm kind of skeptical when I'm like, I may not be eligible, but I'm still gonna, you know, if I know it's gonna benefit my family and myself, I'm gonna sign up for it, and I'm gonna let them tell me that I'm not eligible, right? I'm not gonna disqualify myself, and that's why I think service members get confused and they actually hurt themselves when it comes to anything that's gonna benefit them, because you have some of the old school service members that, you know, there was Vietnam vets, even World War II veterans that are still alive to this day. That those generations really felt like that compensation was a handout, and it was like welfare. And it's like, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna take a handout. I'm not gonna have the government take care of me. It's not a handout, y'all. It's not a handout. It's something you earned. You earned compensation because of what you've been through. It's an earned benefit. It's not a handout. It really is. It's not anything close to being welfare. It just isn't. So anyways, one more thing before I close the video out. So they said the burn pit registry, and also they said the PACT Act, right? Yep. So the PACT Act was a act that was I think it was approved 2 years ago, I believe. I think it was 2 years ago, because once it was approved, I saw some articles from the VA where there was getting hundreds and hundreds of, maybe even thousands of folks signing up for the PACT Act. With the burn pit registry that associates with the PACT Act, because the PACT Act was a act that was activated to help with the burn pit registry, meaning that if you had anything dealing with pulmonary, you had anything dealing with your sinuses, you had anything dealing with being exposed to chemicals, the PACT Act laid out certain things that would qualify you for compensation and for you to be service connected based off of that ailment. And also it helped service members out when it comes to certain things that was automatically deemed a service-connected ailment, meaning that, and I can't really get too much of an example right now, but let's say you had something that was dealing with pulmonary, with your lungs. There are certain things that is wrong, that may be wrong with your lungs, that is spelled out in the PACT Act. And if it's in the PACT Act, that means that you don't even have to get a medical diagnosis. Literally, because it's in the PACT Act, that means you qualify for it. So all you got to do is sign up and put your claim in for that particular ailment, and the VA has to grant you compensation for that ailment because it's actually laid out and spelled out in the PACT Act. So anyways, the burn pit registry and the PACT Act are two things that service members really need to take a look at, regardless of whether you've been deployed or not. Because I'm telling you, do not disqualify yourself. Do not disqualify yourself. Let the military disqualify you on their own. Right? Because you know, I understand that a lot of folks will get in a space where they don't want to just throw things at a wall and hope it sticks, for lack of better words, right? But the thing is that if you are in a situation to where you need the military to help you, but you're not in the military anymore, right? And you have ailments that are preventing you from working, from getting certain jobs, from being able to take care of your family effectively. That means that there may be some things that happen in the military to you that haven't probably diagnosed yet. And the PACT Act and the burn pit registry is one of these ways for you to get the evidence that you need to put claims in to be compensated. because compensation for all is for all of us. It's not just for any other service members, right? I mean, it's for folks that qualify for it, but it's also a thing that service members need to really take heed to, and to be able to just have this discernment and be like, hey, I was here at this time frame. What do I qualify for? Because like I said, it's not a handout. It's something to be earned. And we need to be able to put ourselves in position to be able to get what we earn. But in order to do that, we got to put the work in, right? And to put the work in is to look at the PACT Act, read over it, see if you qualify for it, and also sign for the burn pit registry. I would suggest anybody do that. Any service member, no matter what time in the service you was in, sign up for that burn pit registry. And you may find something about yourself you may not know. And, Lord forbid, you do find something that, that's wrong with you, but at the very least, it can be documented so you can get compensation for it, all right? So anyways, hope everybody took something from this video and was able to get something from this video when it comes to the burn pit registry and the PACT Act. I'm going to put a lot more videos out here, whatever, so get ready, all right? This Victory Vets, we got the victory. I'm signing out.